Hello and welcome to episode 19 of the Teaching of Isaac. We still have some neglected characters. I believe I have not random Lazarus or Eden or the Forgotten, but you know how random number generators are. We're going with Blue Baby today. The goal of Blue Baby is to try to get as many soul hearts as possible. You sometimes have to go to extra lengths in order to get him, and get them rather, since he is not able to capitalize on red hearts whatsoever. That's why even though it's a nuisance having to poop all the time, poop every room you get, because there is a chance you can get a soul heart out of it. And lucky me, I got the petrified poop right off the bat. This means that I'm going to make a lot of money really fast. And I have an even higher chance of getting soul hearts now. Since after all, the petrified poop causes poops to have a higher chance of dropping money and hearts. Rainbow Baby, it looks cool, but it's not really that special. Sorry, Rainbow Baby, but either way, it does a random tier effect every time the Rainbow Baby attacks. Familiars aren't that great, except for the beginning. They can really help give you some momentum to get yourself strong. Later on, it gets annoying seeing them because they just take up space sometimes, and you wish for a better, like a stat up or something more helpful. But as you can see, this fight would normally take some skill. That didn't take skill. I just held the button down, moved up and down every so often, and that was the end. And as you can see, the HP up just gave me a soul heart. You want to make sure that when you attack those, not the bouncing guy I just killed, but the other guy that was on fire, you need to make sure you commit. Once you start attacking them, they're going to get stronger and faster, and they're going to try to get in your face. But if you wait too long, they're going to start burning anyway. So you have to make a choice whether you want to start committing or not. Or sometimes you may have no choice but to commit because, after all, they're still burning and they're going to get really fast regardless. I'm thinking that the secret room is here. Just bear in mind that on level 1, the odds of finding the secret rooms are a little bit harder. Sure, there's less rooms to explore, but they break the rules of where secret rooms and super secret rooms are sometimes. So I'm going to try using the tower here. Well, I'll show you in a moment. I'm going to explore these other two rooms. And the reason behind that is because I'm going to use the tower to manipulate the bombs. But since I'm going to be going back and forth in the rooms over and over again, I want to make sure I've cleared out both rooms first. So again, this is another scenario where props to the Rainbow Baby. If I didn't have the Rainbow Baby there, I probably would have been swarmed and attacked. Well, I got attacked, but I mean, I would have got hit, is what I'm trying to say. I would have had to try to strategically bait them all on one side and then run around. But that's really hard because they like to work together. Okay, so I've explored the room, although let me take out these flames really fast. I mean, you never know. They could drop coins. They could drop soul hearts, eternal hearts, a dime if you're super lucky. So I tend to destroy them. Okay, so I'm going to use the tower. I have two objectives here. My first objective is to blow up this tinted rock. Tinted rocks are very important for Blue Baby due to the fact that he needs health more than anybody, just about. My second objective is to blow up this right here. I'm going to get rid of this this battery. I don't want it to get in my way. Although now it just got replaced by a heart. That's not very helpful. Pushing it out of the way, make sure it's not going to get in the way. Now I'm going to hit the tower. Walk out of the room. Now, every time you walk out of the room, the fuse resets. So my goal now is to get the bombs over to the Tinted Rock and the northern section for the potential secret room. Not what I wanted, but at least I didn't blow up. So you see that? I just shot it instead of running over to it. Once it's a certain distance, you're better off shooting it, since by the time you reach it, it might blow up. The faster your speed, the easier this is. And by speed, I'm referring to your speed stat. Now the Rainbow Baby is making it a little bit harder, so here I go. Okay, well, no secret room there. See, in my opinion, that breaks the rules of where the secret room's supposed to be. It's usually attached to like a C-section on the map, or in this case it's more like a letter U, sideways U, but either way. Well, first of all, let me grab this. The Small Rock, awesome item. Lowers your speed, gives you tears and damage. Not a fan of lowering the speed, obviously, but it can give you a huge boost in terms of fighting bosses and clearing out rooms where they swarm you. So since the secret room's not here, it's probably here. Not a very common spot, but it could also be right here. Now, I only have one bomb. There's also a super secret room around here, which could be here, could be here. The odds are not in my favor here of finding even one of them, in my opinion, because since it's not in that spot that I thought it was, and because the level 1 breaks the rules of where the super secret rooms and secret rooms are, I'm going to save my bomb for the next level. Okay, so this is a really great start for the Blue Baby. Sure, I only got one soul heart out of that, but I would take the Small Rock over a soul heart most of the time. I don't know if you just saw that, but those exploding worms there, they blew up the pots. If you're really patient, you could eventually have him destroy all of them. As you see there, he randomly bounced or came up from the ground and destroyed it. You can also manipulate where the green bombs go. If he's nearby you and you hang around the urn, he'll shoot towards you and could destroy it. But this is a big room. It's a time-consuming process. That's alright, I'm going to move on. But if you're desperate, in a bad situation, you want to keep your streak, yeah, go for it. Generally, I try taking out the guys on the walls first, due to the fact that they have such low health. But right when I walked in, the spider was right there. I knew I could use the urns for cover, if needed. So that's why I went after the spider first. Now these stonies, unfortunately, they cannot be destroyed. You just have to live with them, unfortunately. They do give you some cover though, because they eventually get tired, but then they'll come back and start coming after you again. When they first came out, they did not have the ability to get tired, so they were even harder before. Now, one thing about Blue Baby is you aren't always lucky with soul hearts. Sometimes they just don't drop, and it gets really tough. So whenever you have extra keys, even if you don't have that much money, as long as you have 5 cents, you can go in the shop. Just open it and pray for a soul heart. And that's a good way of getting a bunch of them. By the way, this is meconium, and it makes the poops turn black, or has a higher chance of spawning black poops. I can only hold the petrified poop or the meconium, not both. So I'm going to hang on to the petrified poop. A little more helpful in my opinion. Oh look, another familiar. Now that's great. Like I said about familiars, they're great early on, but late game they start losing a lot of their usefulness. I'm not skipping it, I'm just ignoring it for the moment. If I get some extra bombs, I might end up blowing the machine. So I could use my money to re-roll the machine, but it could take anywhere from, if you're really lucky, 1 coin, or if you're really unlucky, now I don't know the exact number, but it feels like 7 or 8. And this is probably the secret room. This side's blocked off, we know it can't be north. There's doors on both sides, and then there's just a nice, I guess dead end is the word I would use in this case right there. Arcades are also less helpful with the Blue Baby, since in some cases you'd be crazy to use the blood donation machine when you have no hearts, because you can't really get those back. If you have a bunch of soul hearts on the field and you're capped on your soul hearts, like you have 12 heart containers full of soul hearts, then fine, perhaps you'll stab yourself a few times. At this point, due to the fact that I have no keys and no bombs, maybe I am better off re-rolling the machine with money as opposed to bombs. That's what I'm going to do. And that'll help give me a little bit of a leg up for the boss. Since I'd prefer to go to the boss with 2 treasure items as opposed to 1. Here we go. By the way, so this is Sister Maggie, and Sister Maggie, just a generic familiar, but Sister Maggie contributes towards the conjoined transformation, which allows you to shoot tears in 3 directions. But good luck getting that. And this is Tauros, I believe is how it's pronounced, maybe Taurus. Regardless, I do not like this. It sounds great because you grab it, and in the room that you're in fighting, your speed starts to gain slowly, and then eventually, once you have max speed, you become immortal and you can damage enemies as you walk into them. The fatal flaw is this gives you a major speed down overall. It takes forever to walk through rooms. When you first enter the room, you're vulnerable because you're really slow. In most cases, I ignore this unless I have a tremendous speed count. This is the kidney stone. Another item I skip usually. It lowers your speed, it lowers your range, it lets you shoot a kidney stone every so often and a bunch of tears rapidly, but it's more trouble than it's worth. I'm not very happy with the selection here. So this, although I forgot the name of it, it makes spiders neutral. That's the regular spiders. The other spiders, it just kind of slows them down. Do I gamble some more? Yes, I'm going to go for it. Well, I'll get my money back, right? I'm going to cut my losses. There's a possibility I could spend my last 5 coins and still not get the machine to re-roll. And maybe I'll find something better in the shop. Plus, this will allow me to buy more soul hearts from the shop as well. Or I could even start donating my money to that beggar that you saw in the arcade earlier. Like, I'm leaning towards that. Alright, I'm gonna do it. This also may not be a bad time to play the shell game. After all, I have no bombs and no keys. Well, I got 1 key now. This is my favorite item from the beggar. It doesn't drop very often. It usually drops an HP up of some type. But now I'll be able to see all of the special rooms that are on the map ahead of time without even exploring the place. And I'll do a couple gambles here, a few gambles. By the way, there's 3 shells to choose from, or skulls I guess. It's a shell game, but nonetheless. There's 3 to choose from. It's irrelevant which one you choose. You could choose all, like for example, let's say I had the glowing hourglass. And on the first one I choose this shell. Then I use it and go back in time. Then I try this shell. Then I try this shell. It doesn't matter. It's predetermined. Wow, I wasn't very lucky. So just gamble with him as fast as possible. Don't worry about deciding, should I go for the left one, the middle one, or the right one? It's irrelevant. Pin. The deadliest boss in the... No, he's pretty easy. Just stick to the walls. If you go in the middle, you risk him popping up on you. Most of the bosses in the Binding of Isaac are about learning their patterns. A lot of them do not deviate and they just stick to the same moves over and over again. And you just have to keep playing and learn it and get used to it. But either way, with Pin, just stay on the edges, and even if you're not accustomed to what moves he has, which is not very many, as long as you stay on the sides, you can usually dodge everything. Great start. The reason behind this is because the mark not only gives me a speed up in damage, but it also gives me a soul heart. So in reality, this actually costs 2 soul hearts. I only have 1 key. I'm not going to explore the shop. I want to save at least 1 key for the next level. That's what I always do. Because the one time you don't do that, suddenly no keys are going to drop, and you're going to wish you saved it for the treasure room, for the next level. By the way, there's also a library on the map, as you can see, thanks to the compass. But the general rule is if you see what looks like a shop really early on, it usually means it's a library. So I'm definitely going to check out the library first. I know there's a treasure room, but there's the books in the game, a lot of them are very powerful, especially if I get the Book of Revelations or the Satanic Bible. That's exactly what I was aiming for. Now don't grab the battery with the poop. You want to grab the battery, the Satanic Bible. So you grab that, you use it, it gives you a dark heart, you use it again, the battery. And also grab the other book, and you can just put it back down. The Book of the Dead resurrects corpses and turns them into bones and bonies to defend you. So now, this is very powerful with Blue Baby. Blue Baby struggles with health, and this fixes that problem entirely. Now I'm going to choose not to kill these guys immediately. I want to get that chest. Alright, it's revealed. I gotta watch out for that rock with the bomb in it though. If I'm too close to that, it'll blow up and hurt me. This half heart, it would normally give you either health or a soul heart, depending on what you need. Obviously, I can't utilize hearts though, so it gives me the soul heart. Checking to see if maybe I can bomb this. Potentially. I'm going to go for it. Now that I no longer will be picking up poops, or rather spawning poops, this trinket will be beneficial. It gives you a random mushroom effect. By the way, you can also use your secret room here to get to the treasure room without spinning the key by blowing up the wall and getting in. You can only do that, obviously, if it's adjacent to the secret room, however. What I was saying, though, the Liberty Cap, the mushroom effects for each room, sometimes it might reveal the map, sometimes it might give you tears up, sometimes it might give you a little bit of a damage up. So it's helpful sometimes. And this is the multi-dimensional baby. As long as you're shooting past it, it'll make the tears that shoot past it stronger. Notice it's also affecting my rainbow baby as well. The best way to utilize it, because it's hard to aim with sometimes since it actually follows your pattern and goes into you, is slowly back up while you're fighting. So you see that? I'm always attacking through the multi-dimensional baby. If I just stop, then it doesn't always work. I mean, you can hold completely still and that works as well, but obviously you don't want to be holding still when you're fighting monsters. So that's a way where you can keep moving and dodging bullets, but still shooting through the multi-dimensional baby. Out of context, that just sounds really weird, shooting through a multi-dimensional baby. But this whole game is weird out of context. Then again, this game's just weird, period. Let's face it. So don't be intimidated by these little gishes. Since they just shoot in the corners, you can just be right next, you can be in front of them, doesn't matter. Just be careful when going to the sides. And you may have noticed that I immediately transitioned over here. There's a little bit more space. And I did that before they started shooting, because obviously if they started shooting, I wouldn't really have much of an opportunity to go to the place with a little more room. This run's going very well so far, especially thanks to the Satanic Bible. So I'm going to go ahead and fight the boss. Now Pete, make sure you don't hug him because as you can see there, he likes to pee on the floor and it is painful. Now Peep's going to die before I really get to use any strategy. But either way, when Peep jumps in the sky and lands, get out of the way, because one, it's going to crush you, and two, the pea that shoots out, it shoots out in more directions than his normal attack. So get out of there. When he does the regular pea attack and just shoots it out at you without jumping, it shoots in multiple directions, but not every single direction, so there's a little more of a window to get out of the way. Not a fan of the safety pin. I mean, sure, it gives me a little bit of a range up and a shot speed up, and it gives me a soul heart, but or a dark heart rather, but I'm not hurting on that right now since I got the Satanic Bible. I would have much rather got something else, but that's how Isaac works. By the way, be patient with that host that you saw there, the guy whose head just opened. You have to be patient. If you're just constantly shooting at it, it's not going to open up. So here's something I like to do with the green guys. So start following the mushrooms. They'll blow them up. That's a little bit harder with the red guy there. But either way, well, I'm starting to have second thoughts. I might just take him out. Thanks, guys. Alright, so just follow the mushrooms. Don't get too close, because when the mushroom dies, it could blow up in your face. So far, they're not doing a great job blowing up these mushrooms. Thank you. And mushrooms, they drop pills sometimes, but the best item that you can get is the magic mushroom, which boosts pretty much all your stats. Okay, this red guy is not making things easy for me. I think it's a globin, or a globin. Come on, mushrooms, give me something. I'm working hard for this. Well, so much for that. Either way, that's a technique you can use to get some extra pills. And there's some larger rooms that have even more mushrooms than that. So bonies are really tough, unless you know exactly what you're doing. You have to preemptively dodge them. Don't try to react to the bone being shot out. Start dodging beforehand. The curse rooms are dangerous with Blue Baby due to the lack of soul hearts. Except in my situation. Obviously, I have plenty. It's a good idea for me to check this out. Now, I was trying to use the Super Troll Bomb to blow up this stone chest. However, the fuse duration for Super Troll Bombs and regular Troll Bombs is randomized. Therefore, you don't know exactly when it's going to blow up. The longer you play this, you get a better idea of how much you can get away with, and how soon it's going to blow up or how late it might blow up. But it takes a lot of time to get used to that. So But either way, you dance around when the super troll bomb appears, or if the regular troll bomb appears, you can push it into the stone chest. Alternatively, you could push the stone chest into here ahead of time, and then open the red chest. That way the troll bombs that may spawn will drop right on top of the stone chest. Therefore, it won't require any kind of special maneuver. Unless, of course, it's a super troll bomb where you kind of have to do a dance around to try to get it to blow up. Bombs can sometimes be very rare in this game, and in that scenario, that's when it's good to try to make every bomb count and take advantage of any super troll bombs and troll bombs. Right, I have money. Now the question is, do I actually want to spend my money on soul hearts? I have the Satanic Bible after all. And the answer is, yeah, I'll buy one. Sure, why not? And I'll place a bomb right here because I want to blow up the shopkeeper and re-roll with this machine. That way I get different shop items. And that's the tier detonator. It's not that great. Plus, I don't want to lose my Satanic Bible. That's another reason why I'm not grabbing the deck of cards there. Now, the soul converter does not work with the blue baby. Don't try it. Don't buy it. Don't spend 15 cents for nothing. The idea is that it converts soul hearts into regular hearts. I can't even get soul hearts, or regular hearts rather. So I'm going to buy the mystery gift. Now I believe the mystery gift is dependent on what room you're in terms of what treasure may spawn from it. So I'm going to spawn right outside of here. Oh, that's really helpful. Thanks a lot. Yum Heart gives you a heart when you use it. Very helpful. Let's give this one more try. So if I had the money, well, what I'm thinking of is I can use the Diplopia to double the Steam sale. Then I grab the Steam sale, and then I want to buy the Steam sale. Well, I can afford that. I think, well, not quite. I think I need one more coin. So let me explore a little bit more before I do anything here. But this could be very powerful and make the shop for free. And if I can pull that off, if I'm lucky, I might find the restock item. And that will allow me to buy from the shop forever. Okay, here's the problem. I have no bombs. And I've already explored the secret room. I do not have a means of doing what I want. Such a shame. I'm one coin short. So the last thing I'm going to do, the last hurrah that I have, is I'm going to look for the super secret room, and I'm going to pray that this pill that I have is explosive, diarrhea, or Horf. That will allow me to blow up the entrance to the super secret room. Now that's assuming I even find it. Could be in two different spots. It could be here. Or it could be here. Nope. So that right there is... I didn't get the bomb, unfortunately, so I didn't get to do what I wanted. But the question mark, that just gives you Curse of the Maze. And that's the reason why you don't use pills until the end of the level. So, didn't work out as I intended. I was one coin short of being able to get 2 Steam sales. But, at the very least, I'll buy 1 Steam sale. And I have no more bombs. I'm going to get out of here. Yeah, the most I would say that one of the easiest way to break the game is definitely utilizing the shop. Now one thing about Blue Baby, he has no hearts, so these arenas are always open regardless. Now whenever you're on the caves 2, the catacombs 2, the watery caves 2, etc. Well, not etc. That's the only ones that are there. Regardless, if you do a boss arena in those levels, be careful, because this room could potentially have a champion Mega Maw and a champion Mega Fatty, which deal a full heart of damage each time they hit you, and their patterns are more difficult to deal with. You have to always think about worst case scenarios. If you can't handle the worst case scenario, and you have an option of not doing it, don't do it. Now there's a room that requires 2 keys to get into at the bottom there, thanks to the compass. So I'm not going to open this golden chest quite yet. Spend a key, get a key. The reality is the better decision there was to wait until the end before doing anything like that, just because, who knows, if I'm lucky I could get flight by the end of the level, and I could have just flown behind that and grab the key without spinning one. But I wanted to do a funny. Stay very wary of your environment. If I just charged in there, I would have a lot of difficulty moving around due to all these pits. So in this type of room, it's especially important to stay around the perimeter. That way you have a little bit more room to maneuver around. By the way, if I had the poop still, I could poop right here, place a bomb here, and it would form a bridge and I can grab the key. So if you're still stuck with the poop at this point, it can be helpful sometimes still, even if you don't have the petrified poop. But of course, there's still a lot of better items out there. Let's see what we got. This is the game-breaking bug. It's okay. It's alright. I'd rather get something else. In fact, probably should have just kept it there in case I find something to re-roll it with. But either way, what it does is it rolls over enemies and it gives them a random effect and it damages them. If you're super lucky, it could do some random things like re-rolling items into treasure items, but it's very uncommon. Now the amount of keys and bombs I've been getting this run is a little disturbing. I'm tempted just to run over here and grab this key even though it costs me a health. Let's do it. You know what? I can take it. And you see, I did that fast enough to run backwards with my invincibility frames and therefore not getting damaged twice. Now this room's pretty nasty. Focus on the spiders because the mushrooms have a lot of health. Now I'm not going to grab the battery. I have 1 empty charge. If I do that, I'm going to waste my charge. I'll get 1 charge instead of 6. So clear the next room and then go back for the battery. That essentially prevented that room from even happening since I got damaged twice and this will heal an entire heart out of it. Okay, they heard my cries. I'm getting bombs and keys now. Now, normally the end of the level, right next to the boss room, that has the highest chance of having the super secret room. Since super secret rooms, they're usually near the end, and they're adjacent to only one wall. Now this is different though. This is probably actually the regular secret room. There's a dead end here. I know it can't be on the right because it's blocked off. So this is probably just the regular secret room. And it is. More money. Alright, let's go ahead and take care of the boss. And I have plenty of hearts, so if there's a devil deal, I'll be able to afford it. A Super Ragman, he's almost like a gear check. If your equipment is not good, he's really difficult. Otherwise, he gets crushed pretty fast. But you have to kite these purple orbs around. You can also shoot them, but the problem is they bounce around erratically. So you're better off running if you have that option. The lower the health he has, the more of these purple orbs will shoot. And he sure likes to block himself. 67% chance of a deal, and it still didn't happen. What a shame. But at least I get tears up. My tiers are maxed. 5 is the cap. The only way you can go beyond that threshold is if you find an item that reduces your tier delay. There's very few items that actually do that, though. Now, there's no way of truly knowing if an item can reduce your tier delay or not without looking it up, really. Unless, of course, your tiers happen to hit 4 or 3 after you pick the item up. So I recommend looking it up online. Although then again, you can't really control very much as to what items you get anyway. But it's just good information. Like for example, Mom's perfume, it says, it gives you a tiers up, but it's actually a tier delay. So it'll subtract your tiers by 1, but it actually will go beyond the 5 threshold. The cancer trinket also does that as well. Gives you -2 tier delay, so it's very powerful. Now, I was actually hoping for a sacrifice room because there's all these extra hearts there on the field, the soul hearts. But not this time. Profit. Spin 2 keys, get 2 keys and a bunch of goodies. Alright, I could try to find the super secret room and hope these pills have explosive diarrhea, but I'm just going to use them to see what I get. Does nothing, and a speed up. Last thing I'm going to do is check the shop. Especially since I have the Steam sale. Now the more money you have and the further you go in the game, the more likely instead of a shop you're going to run into greed. Let's see what happens. No greed. So that's the broken modem. The thing about that, it's good for players that are not very aware of the moves of the monsters. Like if you don't know what you're doing, broken modem's great because it'll slow the tiers down, slow the enemies down, it'll stop them in midair. The problem though is it makes them less predictable. Let's say for example you're trying to dodge a bullet, then suddenly it stops, and then you walk into another bullet that's been stopped in midair. So it can be kind of dangerous sometimes, surprisingly. But for rookies, I think it's great since you don't know what to expect out of enemies anyway. So I tend to skip it. And you have to get 7 daily wins, at least on the PC, in order to unlock it. I believe on Switch, you have to get 30 dailies, possibly in a row. I'm not sure, but either way, look it up if you're not sure. That's the general rule. Great, 2 of spades. Now I could double my keys. I'm going to save it though until I have a lot of keys. So even though I have the Steam sale, things can be on sale as well, so it divides it again. Now that'll help me with getting some bombs there, but I'm going to leave it alone for now. This will help me a lot too. This will occasionally charge your item and drop batteries for you. It's going to give me an even bigger advantage with this guy. And lastly, I'm happy. going to move on. Before I go, though, I'm still going to save the two of spades till I have a few more keys. But I am going to spend one key. Great. This is what I wanted. So I'm going to take... Now, I could use the ace of clubs right now, and there's a chance the bombs that get transformed into bombs as well, they could be a double bomb, or it could even be a troll bomb and you lose out on it. So I'm actually going to grab these. I like the key, so I want that. Get my key back. By using the ace of clubs, which converts picks-ups into bombs, it also converts the chests that are left behind. Alright, a golden bomb. Now I can find the super secret room. I won't have to worry about wasting my bombs looking for it. By the way, if you open a chest and you leave the room and you come back, it'll be gone. That's why you want to make sure if you decide you want to use an ace card, like ace of clubs or ace of spades or something like that, do it after you've opened the chest before leaving the room. Now the exception to that rule is if there's a treasure item you get from one of the chests, something like Cricket's head or Steve, or like a bag of pills, something like that. The chest will be there waiting for you if you leave, as long as the item is still in the chest. Right, so I got the golden bombs now, so I may as well check these mushrooms. I could go through the entire map looking through mushrooms, but we're already 40 minutes in. I'm only at the second catacombs. A little bit of a time-consuming process, but at the very least, I want to look for the super secret room. This will only give me a soul heart next level, but it's something, right? So many soul hearts. What a shame. That's why I really wanted a sacrifice room. Now, gold bombs, they only last for the one room, or the one floor, rather. Okay, there's a sacrifice room. Heck, I think I might just head straight for it. Because the sooner I get there, the sooner I can start using my satanic Bible. Because if I start clearing several rooms and I'm not even using the satanic Bible, I'm wasting potential charges. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to head straight for it. Oh, this is nasty. Those fast ones, they're really dangerous. Now the thing is, at this point, I have a 100% chance of getting a devil room, since I have been missing out recently. Now I could go fight the boss, get the devil room, and then start stabbing myself on the sacrifice room. Because if you start stabbing yourself on the sacrifice room, it's most likely going to convert your devil deal chance into an angel room chance. But if I'm stabbed myself several times anyway, I'm not really going to be able to afford a devil deal regardless. Well, most likely I won't be able to afford a devil deal. So maybe an angel room ain't so bad. Gotta watch out for that bigger one. That bigger one deals double damage. Double damage of a champion specifically. So I would lose 2 soul hearts if I got hit by it. I'm not going to grab the chest yet, since I want to use the 2 of spades when I have more keys. Okay, here we go. By the way, I'm using the sacrifice room for 3 reasons. 1, you get a angel room. Well, you possibly get teleported to the angel room. I guess 2 reasons in my case, because I have a 100% chance of a deal. Regardless, 1, you can be teleported to the angel room / devil room. 2, you get an angel room item potentially that'll spawn in the room. And 3, you get to fight angels that drop key pieces so you can fight Mega Satan. I've already unlocked everything this game has to offer, so I just go for Mega Satan for the challenge. If you see a troll bomb, you can shoot it and get it out of the way. I've made it into a habit doing that. Okay, I'm gonna play it safe here and clear out a little bit more rooms. By the way, that's the burnt penny. It's a good item. In fact, I'm going to take it. When you pick up a coin, there's a 50% chance it'll drop a bomb. Be wary though, because it can be a troll bomb. Okay, I'm going to stab myself a little more. So unfortunately, I've missed everything. I missed the chance to get teleported to the angel room. I missed the potential angel room item. No bueno. Now I know on this stab I'm going to fight the angel. It's right after the troll bombs. So make sure you're prepared before you stab yourself. You can also utilize the sacrifice platform there for the angel to stab himself by accident. Be careful that you don't accidentally walk through the door as you're trying to evade the angel. I was hoping for the soul hearts, but at least thanks to the burnt penny, this will give me a ton of bombs. Now, I don't know what the deal is, but a few times I've had a 100% chance of an angel room, and I go and kill the boss and I still get a devil room. I don't know why that happens. I know if you visit the devil room before you fight the boss, that can happen, but I've had it happen without visiting the devil room before. That's something that still puzzles me. I'm going to... I mean, things can happen. I want to be careful. Before I get the last key piece, I'm going to continue to explore, get a little more health. And the fastest way to gain charges, well, one, I could get this key, but two, is doing the arena. Speaking of key, now I got the golden key. It doesn't actually increase my key count, but now I can open the golden chest and not worry about losing any keys. And just like the golden bomb, it only lasts for the floor you're on. So these knights right here, you need to bait them. If you just shoot them randomly, sure you'll win eventually, but the best option is to bait them to charge, and get behind them and shoot them. Now that I have all these excess bombs, I can also blow up these blue flames and get a chance for a soul heart to drop. But wasn't meant to be this time. I don't know if you comprehended what I just did there, but I was able to use the terrain for the super troll bomb to get stuck. I don't like leaving troll bombs and super troll bombs on the field, because sometimes I'll forget about them, I'll come back and go, oh, what's over here? Ah, and then get blown up by the bomb. So I like to finish those off before moving on. Now you may be wondering, how do I get this without hurting myself? If I run through the spikes and use my satanic Bible, it's going to be pointless. And the answer is bombs. Now I got 28, so I have plenty of room to mess around. So here we go. I'm going to try to first of all get this to the side. Not quite. I need to get to the side a little more. Not quite what I had in mind. I'm trying to line it up here. Problem is I have to put the bomb like right here in order to get the key to land exactly where I want. That's a tall order. Well, I'm going the other direction now. Good thing I have all these experimental bombs. Alright, this is my last chance. Last 2 chances. Okay. Was it worth it? I don't know, but what's done is done. Obviously, if I had a small amount of bombs, I would not have even attempted that. It is possible I could have done that with 2 bombs, but that was a hard one to do. I'm going to go grab the final key piece. Now be very careful that you don't stab yourself again, unless you want to actually get teleported straight to Mega Satan. After the second angel fight, when you stab yourself, there's a 50% chance of being teleported straight to the dark room, and which has Mega Satan, or a 50% chance of just hurting yourself. By the way, when his arms cross, and his wings cross rather, he's going to either shoot you with tears, spawn a creature, or he's going to shoot diagonally. So you want to make sure you stand in line with him. That way laser beams will not instantly hit you in the corners. Now I'm not ready for Mega Satan. It's a little early. I got a fast tier rate. My damage is a little bit lower than I would hope for Mega Satan, however. And my health is in shambles now that I've stabbed myself excessively. So I'm not going to fight Mega Satan at this moment. I know if I take my time and play through the rest of the game, since I have the key, I can open the door to Mega Satan. By the way, you do have to unlock the ability to get the key in the first place. The normal way of getting the keys is to blow up the angel statues when you get angel rooms. But you can only do that after you've unlocked that ability. I don't remember the criteria, but you don't get that ability immediately. So don't worry about the guys that are shooting tar. Just leave them alone till the end. They're not going to hurt you. It's just an inconvenience, that's all. Now, since I have 52 coins, and I mentioned that the further in the game you go, the more likely you're going to encounter greed in a shop, I'm due. He's probably going to be waiting for me. And don't think that if you get greed that suddenly the next shop is going to be safe. It's still fair game. You might run into super greed the next time. There he is. No surprise. The greed is really tough because he shoots so fast. It's preferable to not dodge in between his tiers. Problem is, he shoots so suddenly, you don't have much of a choice sometimes. Now, if you're low on bombs, what would have been the better option was for me to open this chest, and if a troll bomb spawned, it'd blow up the stone chest for me. But obviously I'm not hurting for bombs right now. So the sun reveals the map, and it heals all your empty red hearts, and it damages every enemy in the room. Now what could this be? This could be Fate, which gives me flight. Could be Cricket's head. That'd be awesome. Or it could be my least favorite treasure item in the chest, which is the bag of pills. But I get the mystery sack. I'll take it. I'll be back for the 2 of spades at the end of the level. So Curse of the Blind, I generally go for everything. Generally. Unfortunately, though, there are some anti-synergies that make things harder on you, and there's some items that are just terrible. But I usually go for it. Key Bum takes keys, converts them into treasure chests and items. Keys are the rarest pickup of the three, coins, bombs, and keys. So Key Bum, I only like him when there's a key on the field that I can't reach that's out of range. He'll grab it. Otherwise, you gotta like make a beeline for the keys before he grabs them. Yeah, you gotta bait these guys in. You gotta kind of do the bull and the matador type situation. You bait them in, and they're a little bit safer once they bounce off the wall behind you. Always make sure you check what level you're on if you're on the depths, because if you're on the depths 2 and you go to the boss, it's a guaranteed mom fight, and when you go to mom's room you can't escape unless you have a teleport item. Alright, so before I press onward, I'm going to look for the super secret room. That's usually near the end, so I'm trying this first. Nope. I'm going to try the side here. Nope. The way you tell where to bomb is you hug the wall, you start walking down. Once the camera moves, right here, this is where the moves. That's where the secret room would be if it was there. Like, this is where you'd bomb. In case you're not sure where to bomb when you're in the larger rooms. The question is, where is the super secret room? So the next candidate, because super secret rooms are attached to only one room and they're closer to the end, it's right here. More hearts. Okay, well, I'll take it. Now I still have not checked out the cursed room. Now, I'm going to trust the game. I have a 100% chance of an angel room, it claims. Although I did reference that glitch earlier. Now before you enter a cursed room, if you have a card or a pill in your hand, it's usually a good idea to drop it. Because when you go in here, there's a chance there could be some runes or cards for you to pick up. That way you don't have to leave it behind. Not what I wanted. And I'm still missing the regular secret room. I have no shortage of bombs here, so I'm going to look for it. Now, according to the map, it looks like it's over here, but this is blocked off. They never put a secret room where a section of it can be blocked off, potentially. So I know it's not north or south from where I was looking at earlier. Could be over there. No, this is blocked off, so it can't be. So I'm going to press on, and maybe it's here. Could be. No. Again, blocked off. You know it can't be there. One side was already blocked off, so I knew it couldn't have been there. It's unlikely to be here because it'd be attached to only 2 rooms. But let's give it a shot. No. Starting to run out of potential locations here. It's probably in a really weird spot. Another way you can tell where to bomb in the bigger rooms is if there's a door on the other side, you can just follow it. Well, I'm a little baffled at this point. It's going to be a goal now just to find it, just to see where it is. It's going to cost me excess bombs, but whatever, I'm doing it. Or, actually, the better option is, instead of wasting those several bombs, here's what I should have done. Go to the boss. Use the sun card. Damage him. The map is revealed. There's the secret room. It's in a very weird spot. The Monstro 2, he always does the same things. He jumps, he does brimstone. You can actually bait him to do it by standing to the sides of him. on this part, let him do the work destroying some of those flies. You saw how the brimstone hit it? Alright, that's enough. I'm going to take him out now. But it's so much easier when you let him take care of them. He won't always kill them all, but it certainly helps. Now you see that? 100% chance of an angel room. 100. And I got a devil room. I don't know what's going on. I feel like this is a recent bug, or I'm totally missing something. I'm not able to fully explain it, but I did look this up, and apparently it's a convoluted formula that, although it shows 100%, does not actually equal to 100%. Time to move on and see what I get. And this is why I would have much preferred an angel room, since it's Curse of the Blind. This could be anything. This could be spectacular. This could be horrendous. Now, I have the Satanic Bible. I have a pretty good source of hearts. And I'm comfortable with my abilities. I have a pretty good stats. I'm going to gamble. This is a fantastic item for Blue Baby. The empty vessel works by having no hearts. If you have no hearts, only soul hearts or dark hearts, then you gain flight. And you also gain a shield randomly. Empty vessel only works though, like I said, you have to have no hearts. So if you pick up a heart in the middle while you have it, you're going to lose your flight. So let's go ahead and blow up this secret room that's in a weird spot. That's why you don't want to waste all your bombs if you don't have that many. I happen to have excessive bombs, so it didn't matter to me. And lastly, use all the pills. Perks. Ooh, not going to use the next one. I know there's a tears down. But I will hold on to it in case I find an item that makes negative pills into positives, such as the PhD. Now, I could try to fight Mega Satan, but it's just too risky. Well, I will fight him eventually, but I'm going to move on for now. Right, I want to hang on to the Two of Spades, actually, and get some more keys. More Curse of the Blind. Thank you. By the way, when you have flight and you go in a cursed room, you don't get damaged on the way in. You do get damaged on the way out, however. Why does it work that way? I don't know. It just does. There's also a sacrifice room on this map. So I can, if I want to go fight Mega Satan earlier, I could try it again. But I still would need a lot of hearts. By the way, you may have noticed I tried going in the pit to avoid the hands, but the hands don't care. They'll still land on you. And this is probably the secret room. Now, because of Super Greed being in this secret room, I know the shop is ready for me. I've already killed Greed in the shop, and Super Greed's here. So I know that I am not going to have to worry about Greed being in the shop. Unfortunately, due to the Curse of the Blind, I won't know what to buy in the shop. Oh, I took way too many coins. I have 99 now. If I pick up any more, I'm just going to be wasting them. So I'm going to head straight for the shop. And that random shield's really nice. By the way, these traps are really nasty. I have little advice to give you regarding them. Sure, they have a set pattern, but it's difficult to comprehend. Just keep playing. The more you practice, the better you get at it. Even though I'm, in my opinion, a master of the Binding of Isaac, when these guys were first released, even though I was so skillful at that time, I had trouble dealing with them. I had to get used to them. I wasn't immediately good at dodging them. I kept getting hit all the time. Alright, I want to visit the shop now, and I took another key, or another coin by accident, so I'm going to use the 2 of spades. 18 keys now. Sure, I'll buy this. And I'm also going to buy the battery. I am going to see if I can capitalize on the sacrifice room. I mean, after all, this has been 1 hour already, and I haven't even reached the womb yet. So I might be able to speed things up a little bit by heading straight to Mega Satan. And you see there, the battery that I have, or the charged baby, dropped the battery for me. So that'll be helpful for my goal of using the sacrifice room here too. The bigger monstros, the ones that are the champion one there, that specific type of champion, the larger one, they don't actually jump in the air. I mean, they can bounce, but they don't actually fly in the air and land on you. So I knew I was safe staying over here. Flight makes things so much easier. You don't have to worry about the train so much. And in case you don't know, if you see these guys, if they have a head, you know they're going to shoot a maggot at you. If there's no head, they're going to shoot a laser beam at you. And the maggots, they shoot out sooner than the brimstone laser does. So you have to react to the ones with the maggots a little bit sooner. Now, if I didn't have excessive bombs, I could bait the boomfly to this tinted rock right here. In fact, I will. And just blow it up. Please no bag of pills. Steven, fantastic. Give me some extra damage. I'm going to save the extra batteries since I am going to be using the sacrifice room. I want to make sure I maximize my charges. Now the ones with the crowns, they make the other enemies faster. Now the cool thing though is this is exactly what I was referring to. When you kill the ones that have the yellow or the gold color, they turn into the champion that has a chance of dropping batteries. And the yellow champions, they just move around quicker. Oh, speaking of quicker, the key beggar was quicker than me. So now these extra batteries on the field, thanks to not only the charge baby dropping a battery, but also the gold champions, I'm in a pretty good situation to utilize the next sacrifice room. Great item. Mom's Contacts makes a lot of monsters a lot easier because it stops them where they stand. It just freezes them. You have to damage the enemy for that to happen though. So I'm going to clear one more room so I could charge my Satanic Bible. By the way, if you have an orbital that does contact damage, when you have that shield on you, hug your foes and they're gonna get hit pretty bad. Wow, pretty unlucky with the soul hearts there. Alright, let's use that sacrifice room. There it is. I got an angel room item off of that. Which one is it? Now, Eden's Soul, it spawns, I believe, 2 items for you. But it starts with an empty charge. One thing I don't like about Eden's Soul is you have to put away your activatable item. This means if you pick it up in the angel room, if you walk out of the angel room's probably going to vanish and you'll lose the item. It'll be left behind. But in my case, it dropped in the sacrifice room. Therefore, all I have to do is find a battery or clear 12 rooms. So Best Bud, it's a pretty lame fly. You get damaged and a white fly starts circling you really fast. It's so fast that it doesn't deal much damage through the enemies. And the sulfuric acid tears, you can use that to destroy destructibles like rocks. You can also use it to enter a secret room or a super secret room by simply attacking the wall. But I have to find it first. I mean, I've already found the secret room, but not the super secret room. Regardless, good early on, especially if you're lacking bombs, because you could even destroy the skulls and get their contents, which sometimes contain dark hearts or cards. Or if you're really lucky, Dry Baby or Ghost Baby. Come on. Come on. Okay, I'm going to finish the task at hand here. Grab my Satanic Bible. I'm going to heal a little bit more. Now what I'm banking on is before stabbing and receiving the second angel fight, actually right after that point, I mean, I'm either going to get a ton of coins or I'm going to get a ton of soul hearts. I want the ton of soul hearts, that way I can move on without as much risk. Speaking of risk, I'm going to blind purchase from the shop. Great, now I can hold 2 cards or 2 pills. Should have bombed a little bit closer to this guy to get his contents. So Mama Mega, it causes an explosion in every single room for the entire floor. This only refers to rooms that are actually not explored yet. So I can use it here. If I go back here, nothing happens. But if I go to the next room, it blows up everything. So it's very powerful to clear. It pretty much trivializes the entire floor. It even works on the boss. It could even be used during the mom fight to open up the passageway to the boss rush. Normally you got to clear it in 20 minutes, or reach that point within 20 minutes, but not when you have Mama Mega. So the Bloody Penny, it's only helpful if I need hearts. You grab a penny, there's a 50% chance of getting half a heart. Now the only way Blue Baby can utilize it really is if I have the Dark Bum. If I have the Dark Bum, he converts regular hearts into soul hearts. And that would actually be a crazy synergy, because the Bloody Penny would give me half hearts, and then the Dark Bum would convert them into soul hearts.
Justice.
Okay, even if I don't get soul hearts from the sacrifice room, I think I'm still going to be alright. There's options, lets you get 2 items from the boss instead of 1. However, you can only choose 1 item. Now, I could destroy all the skulls, but I've overstayed my welcome. If I wasn't recording videos, I would say I usually finish the run in 45 minutes on average, but because of the time spent explaining things, on average it takes me double that time. So he didn't cross his arms, so I knew it wasn't going to be to the corners. That's where I headed. Still no soul hearts. Unfortunate. So I'm going to shop a little bit more. I'm going to buy as many soul hearts as I possibly can, and then I'm going to go ahead and take care of Mega Satan. Now the question is, do I try Delirium? I think I'm too weak for Delirium. But I still might try anyway. We'll see. Because when you kill Mega Satan, there's a 50% chance you'll get a portal to the Void. Pandora's box does a different effect depending on what level you're on. If you use Pandora's box in the dark room, it also unlocks the moving box. Still looking for some better cards. I want some cards to take care of Mega Satan or Delirium more easily. Crooked Penny has a 50% chance of doubling everything, including treasure items in the room. But I don't want to risk losing my Satanic Bible. You can also use that on a shop where you haven't bought anything. And if you're lucky, it doubles the room, and therefore you can pick up the doubled items without spending any money from the shop. That's the best use of it, in my opinion, and the safest. Now what I'm going to do, well, this machine's going to blow up pretty soon. I guess I'll buy a few more things. We'll see what I got. Great. So thanks to the school bag, I can hold 2 sets of items now. This also means that I can get a better card if I'm lucky. Strength. Okay, now we're talking. Now I'm going to use the stars. The reason why, I want to go fight Mom and get the Polaroid. Polaroid, when you have no health, which is my case because I have no hearts, makes you invincible temporarily. I'm going to need that for Mega Satan and potentially Delirium. The stars will let me teleport back to the treasure room, so I can escape the Mom fight. Now the best way to fight Mom is if you have a contact item like the cube of meat, because when her foot comes down, after it lands, you could run into her foot and damage her very quickly. But the general rule of thumb is to stay in the middle. Okay, so the standard is the Polaroid's on the left, the negative's on the right. Taking the Polaroid. And guess what? I can go in the boss room if I want. Now, unfortunately, I do not know what any of these items are. One of them could be absolutely amazing, and I would never know. Now, for those of you that don't want to deal with the boss rush, but you want the item, you can use the stars or another teleport item to steal an item. So I'll show you. Take this. Leprosy. Meh. Oh no, the boss rush. I don't want to do this. Goodbye. And you've just stolen the boss rush item. Now by doing that, if you're trying to unlock the boss rush points, like for example, if you want to unlock Blue Baby's item when you clear the boss rush, you won't get credit for that. So only do that if you don't care about getting credit on it, or if you already unlocked it. Okay, last thing, I still would like some more cards, some better cards. But I'm also starting to run out of health here. Well, I'm going to I guess I could take the Ace of Hearts and pray that I get soul hearts from things later on. Well, I won't have an issue with hearts. I'm just going to have an issue fighting the bosses, really. I am going to gamble and say goodbye to soul heart, because I could stab myself, but there's a 50% chance I won't teleport to Mega Satan. Now, if I had picked up the baggy pill there, I could have used the glowing hourglass to go back in time and fix that mistake. I'm going to save the deck of cards in case if I do end up finding Delirium, I might find a better card while I'm trying to look for him. So that's it. It's time. Oh, I forgot. I need to stab myself one more time. I already got the key, so I can just walk out of the room, come back, and he's gone. No need for me to fight him all over again. And I also want to go grab that battery. Hoping for some dark hearts here. Although, what do we have here? Not very helpful. It reveals the entire map.
Answers.
I mean, it's helpful normally, but in my situation right at this time, it's not that helpful. And I mean, I even have the Sun card, which essentially does the same thing. In terms of revealing, the only difference is that the Sun reveals everything except the super secret room. Answers reveals every single room. Great, first try. Off to Mega Satan I go. Now you may have noticed I took the Polaroid, but I teleported here. If you... It doesn't matter which one you take as long as you use the sacrifice room to teleport here. Well, that was anticlimactic, but let's go ahead and fight Mega Satan. I'm going to save my strength card for Delirium. I probably should not be going after Delirium with the stats I have. I'm not that powerful. But, let's do it anyway. It'll be fun. So Mega Satan, when he attacks, he's either going to shoot bullets or brimstone out of his mouth. If you're not sure which one he's going to do, then just simply get out of the way of his face. So this is the champion variant of Mega Satan, actually. Just means that he's going to summon all champion enemies, which makes it a little bit harder. I want to make sure I use my Satanic Bible early because the Charge Baby will give me little charges every so often, and could also drop another battery. Now whenever I see these guys, War and Death, I always go after Death first because the Scythes are dangerous and they shoot erratically in all directions, so he's the more dangerous foe in my opinion. By the way, it's also very dangerous fighting Delirium and Mega Satan without any orbitals, because it's a bullet hell fight for both of them. And here I am with no orbitals. Don't worry about Mega Satan's hands, just focus on his face. I'm not actually dealing any bonus damage by getting up in his face like that, but it also ensures that I'm not going to miss. Oh, I didn't even see it. Now this is where Flight comes in really handy, because Super Lust has that creep spread, and it's really dangerous, especially since Super Lust is so quick. If I didn't have it though, I would just circle around the edges, kind of like how I'm doing now, except that you obviously have to watch out for the creep spread. Now after you kill Super Wrath, the next phase is probably the hardest in my opinion, minus the bullet hell. These four guys, when there's four of them, it's so hard to dodge all of them. I usually go after Pinky first, since he drops super troll bombs and shoots in 4 directions. No, you don't. Oh, I do have the Sworn Protector. Well, it's something, right? Or the best butt, I guess. See, I didn't follow the rules there. He didn't cross his arms, so he has a chance of attacking in every direction. Left, right, up, and down, but also southern diagonal. You'll learn the safe spots as you continue to fight the angels. If I had some type of contact damage, for example, the Midas Touch, or the virus, I could just run into my enemies and hurt them. So you can rely on sound as well. You don't have to just wait for him to do the attack and look at him. You can just hear that he's about to launch an attack. Again, that's another scenario that takes time to learn. Okay, time for phase 2, the bullet hell phase. This will be very challenging since I have no orbitals, but we'll see what happens. The slow tears from the Rainbow Baby are pretty helpful here. Every time the Polaroid activates, I'm just going to run through the tears and get close to him. That way I deal some more damage and miss less often. This I can dodge pretty consistently. Thank you, Mom's contact. Alright, now the question is, will I get delirium? Nope, maybe it's for the best. I wasn't that powerful anyway. It was pretty risky to actually even conceive doing that. But that's how this game works. It's all about randomness. Thank you so much for watching this series, and if you learned something new, please like my video. And if you like some more content and enjoy the series, please subscribe, because I will be continuing on and proceeding on to the next episode. See you next time.